our target is the basics and then extended form of slant, margin, joining lines, angles. That will be joining lines, angles, pressure, and slant. Slant is extremely important. Very, very important part is slant. So now first we will start with the font size, because when someone is going to write something, so in the start the size of the alphabet will matter. That is very, very important part. Size of the fonts is extremely important. Then spacings. So remember, size is very important. It tells about many different choice and different kind of behavior or nature. Like, generally, if you are a teacher, you are a professional and many people are working under you, or you are providing counseling to many people, then you can observe one fact. And what is that fact? Generally, few people write too large font, few people use a very small font, and few use generally average font. So what can you guess through this, the size of font? Like when you are going to check answer sheets in college or university or school level, you will find many students used to write very fine alphabets, while many other students used to write very large alphabet just to give good impression or just to fill the pages of the sheets. Okay, so this kind of the things we have to discuss here. So if person is using extremely large size of font, generally this kind of font is observed in the writing of the students up to the level of class 12, and up to the level of class 8. It is mostly observed fact. Many students or candidates are there. They used to use large size of font. They use large size of font just to either impress the teacher, or it can be the reason that they are willing to fill the pages, or they are going to show that they have written a lots of things. So in this way, they are just trying to express such kind of the things only. So this is very important thing. So those people have font size larger than 1 centimeter or equal to 1 centimeter. So they have day-to-day life very common choice. Like if they are going for entertainment, they will just have movies. Why movies? Actually, they will look for comfort zone in everything. Like if they are using large size of font in the answer sheet, so this is their comfort zone. They don't want to write more, but they want to fill the more sheets. If someone is looking for entertainment, okay, entertainment is required, but they will not move out, or they will not bother to take difficult steps for different types of entertainment. They will be in the comfort zone. They can use laptop, mobile, or TV. If the font size is smaller than 5 millimeter, then what will happen? If the font size is smaller than 5 millimeter, then what will happen? In that case, if the font size is smaller than 5 millimeter, so what will happen? For day-to-day life entertainment, they are good listener. So you can find out that while working, they will sing something, they will have few words in their mouth. While reading, they might use light music, meaning they are good listener. So if someone is having large size of font, they are good observer. If someone is using lesser than 5 millimeter, very small font, they are good listener. They like reading. They like to analyze the thing, meaning they will not speak properly, or they will not speak too much, but they will observe everything which is present around them, and they will like to judge those things after analysis. One more thing. If a proportionate number size range is 6 to 7 millimeter, so meaning this is the perfect condition of writing. It represents about balancing. So you can observe this fact. Generally, we used to write on a plain sheet using 6 to 7 millimeter maximum size of font. Generally, 6 to 7 millimeter size of font is observed in alphabet F, not in all the alphabets. This is observed in the alphabet F. Now, if very larger font greater than 1.3 centimeter, this is extremely large font. So actually these kind of students want to show, or candidate or anyone want to show overconfidence about the concerned work about which the person is writing, or in day-to-day life they are having overconfidence, and because of the overconfidence many times they are facing problem and issues in their life. If font size is very small, 3 to 4 millimeter, so these kind of people are highly focused and highly analytic in nature. That's why generally they have very scientific attitude. If no fixed proportion is there, variable size of font is there, meaning either they are having very less social impact, lesser confidence, or they are having fluctuating mind. Their thought process is not fixed. Their personality order is not fixed. So in this way, they have actually fluctuating mind, less success, and mostly criminal tendency is found. So if you will study few criminal cases, later I will provide you, so you will be able to know the fact. Generally, no fixed proportion, no fixed ratio, all variable size, all variable font size and margin, everything is variable. It is generally observed in the handwriting of criminals. So even in the class, if you find a kind of a student who is having such kind of suspicious activity, so you can check their writing will be like this. There may be a few candidates in the class who used to show that they know many things, but actually they are less studious. They will have font size in the range of 1 centimeter. Now, what about spacing? Spacing is also very important. I will give you samples also. So, if very close spacing you have to understand in two different ways. Like someone is writing the name Bharat, Bharat. Spacing between alphabet is important, and spacing between words is extremely important. So, not this point, spacing between alphabet is important, but spacing between alphabet is very important. So you can see many students, they used to write 5 6 words and they can fill a complete line. So meaning in this way they are using more space among words. So in the same way, many people will write very close words, very close alphabets. That is the case of close spacing. When average is considered the distance among alphabet as per required and between the word, that is a moderate case. So close spacing, those people are always in hurry. They work very fast. They have very fast thinking process. Even many a time they used to forget the things because thought process is very fast in their mind. They easily connect, or they easily actually they are more friendly with the people and having alert mind. But still, because of very fast thought process, they have this tendency. Suddenly, they have short-term memory loss. Suddenly, they will, oh, I forgot what I was talking. This will be the nature. If spacing is neither too less or too high, that is the moderate spacing. In that case, the people will try to keep personal issues and professional life balance. Meaning, if something happened wrong at office, they will not bother about the thing at home. If something happened at home, they will not bother about the thing in the office. So they know their total clear boundaries, where to keep what. So they will never mix their different life aspect with each other. Their social life, personal life, family life, friends life, everything will be separated, not interconnected. If very wide spacing is used, that is very important case. You will, example, next page is I'm having all examples. Okay, this time I will give you many examples of written handwriting. So what happens if very wide spacing is used? Actually, they are willing to cover up the things. So they are more introvert. They don't want to share their issues. They like privacy. Even if in a party they are present, they will avoid to stand with many people. They used to roam like alone while or loner while. So time required for bonding, they will take a long time to connect with the people. Not within after 2 or 3 meetings they are able to make friendship. No, they will take more time. Now, if all the alphabets or numbers are connected, like in the name of Bharat, BHARAT, all alphabets are connected. In that case, they are action oriented and they don't want to miss any point. They want to keep continuity as well as connectivity in their work. What about baseline? Suppose you are writing on a ruled paper, so there is no issue of baseline. Still, many a time it is observed fact, many people used to miss the baseline. Okay. Second thing, if you are using a plain paper to write something, so your lines, your single line may be straight, moving up, moving down, or there may be some other issues of fluctuation. So those who can write properly in the straight line, they have very high confidence and positive confidence. If a few lines are up, few lines are down, zigzag pattern, so mind stability is less and they are less confident about their work. So stability is very less, they are very less stable about their work. Many a time what happened, many people used to write very sharp pointed numbers and alphabets, very sharp points. Everywhere you can see the sharp point in their writing, in the F, in the P, in the H, in the K. So these are few alphabets in which they used to have sharp point. They are action loving people. They don't talk much, but they take quick action. If many circles are present around the numbers, so they are good in calculation. If clumsy number, meaning clumsy means zigzag number, meaning okay, anyhow you are able to read what is written, but actually nothing is clear. That is the case of less confidence. If we give a blank paper, yes, I will give you sample here. That is very good. Always we should take handwriting on two papers. First ruled paper and second plain paper, so that we can understand proper baselines. No, never need, no need to stop. Let the person write as per his or her ease. Now, so last time also I discussed about the slant. Let me show you some other pictures so that you can understand it more clearly. Now check this. So now on a page, you just have a line, central line, which is horizontal line, and then there is a vertical line, line number 1. Okay. So now you can compare the alphabets using this sheet. If all the alphabets are in the straight line, line number 1, so it tells about insensibility of that person. Vertical line means cold and reserved nature. They have very less humor. You can say many a time you used to say you are a bored man or boredom kind of the person. So reserved nature, meaning if they are in a party, so they will be like a burden on the party because they are involved in the party, but they are not actually participating in the party. If you have type 2 slant in any handwriting, so this is normal sensibility, continued sensitivity without any passion. If you have a slant in the side of 3, in that case, they are highly susceptible in the nature. Passionate sensitivity is observed here, but it is governed by willpower. If they will lose their willpower due to some reason, so their passionate susceptibility will decrease. If they are motivated by someone, then susceptibility will increase here. Similarly, slant number 4, it is hyper impressionability. So this kind of slant, I will always say slant is a number 2 slant is the best one. This is the perfect slant. Or if someone is writing between 1 and 2, because when you are writing something, but you are not a poet, then you should write cold and reserved way. But if you are having hyper susceptibility, morbid susceptibility, so there is issue and graphotherapy is required here. So if slant is in the category of 4, in that case of 4th category, this is hyper impressionability. Meaning what will happen? The willpower diminish, sensitiveness gains the victory here. Willpower is less, just due to sensitivity they can get something. And highly illegible slant is here, that is the 5th slant, that is morbid susceptibility. that case they are very timid in their behavior, highly timid in the behavior, and this simulation is observed here. In very few cases, you will find a slant in the side of 6 point. You will find the slant in the point of 6. That is the dissimulation. So if you have more susceptibility, that is the slant 5. And if you have 6th one, meaning to the left of 1, highly timid and dissimulation. But 5th one, susceptibility almost diseased. They have some issues in their day-to-day life. Now you are talking about the slant. So how to identify slant? Look here. This is example of handwriting. Check one thing. All alphabets are having different directions. Here all the alphabets are having. Okay, I will explain in Hindi also. Okay. Let me explain this one, then I will recall the things in Hindi. Okay, sure. So look here. यहाँ आप देखेंगे इस हैंड राइटिंग में जितने भी अल्फाबेट हैं वो अलग अलग डायरेक्शन में. स्लांट का मीनिंग है डायरेक्शन ऑफ अल्फाबेट. लुक हियर, अगर सारे के सारे अल्फाबेट स्ट्रेट हैं, वर्टिकल, और जितना वो झुकते जाएंगे उतना ही ज्यादा स्लांट हो गया, झुकाव. So in this handwriting, you can see unequal slant. So all the alphabets are having unequal slant here. Unequal slant means nothing is fixed. उनके लाइफ में मूड भी स्विंग होता है, मूड भी चेंज होता है, अनस्टेबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा है, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस भी उनमें नहीं है, और इसी के साथ साथ उनके पर्सनल इश्यूज भी बहुत ज्यादा है. दे आर अंडर स्ट्रेस. Let me zoom in it. Now, so I gave you 3 lines. If alphabets are very large, average and small, and then these are the different properties we have studied. Already I have discussed all these issues. So what can you do? You can match the slant. आप क्या कर सकते हैं? हैंड राइटिंग का जो झुकाव है अल्फाबेट का, यहां इस ग्राफ से मैच करके वो प्रॉपर्टी चेक कर सकते हैं. This is also one example. You can check here. All the alphabets are having extreme right slant. So meaning now this person is having all those properties which will match with this kind of slant. So in the first writing, no slant was fixed. First handwriting में कोई slant fix नहीं था. In the second writing, it is not visible. Okay, now it is visible. Okay, so you can check in this slant. All the alphabets are in unidirection, single side. एक डायरेक्शन में इनका slant है. So ऐसी handwriting में कोई भी एक slant जो मैच करेगा इस ग्राफ से, you check it. The graph which is the slant which is matching, I think that slant is matching with the line number 3, susceptibility line. That slant is matching with the susceptibility line 3. So in this way you have to confirm. But if you find, this is very important, check this slant again. In this writing, all alphabets have different slants. So do one thing, in these 2 words, do one thing, check all slants. And in this way, how many slants are present from this graph? So these properties are present at a smaller extent. So mixture of these properties you will find in that handwriting. So in this way you will interpret the handwriting. So remember, if a single slant is present like here, then only you will say these properties of parallel slants are present, otherwise no. Check this. Now here you can check baseline as well. I was talking about baseline. So now you can check here things about baseline. What if the slant is in between 3 and 4? Yes. So then you will consider the properties of 3 and 4 both. So even meaning if mixed slant is observed, you will consider mixed properties in that case. So look here in this 3 writings. You have 3 patterns of writing. In first one, slant is near about same. In I, P, T, S, T, H, and in the end you are having another alphabet 1. So you can check slant is near about same. So slant property will be fixed. But you can check size of alphabet is differing. And this baseline is moving up. So try to understand the fact of baseline. So if baseline is 100% straight, in these three writings, no baseline is 100% straight. Okay, so no baseline is 100% straight. So this baseline you have to draw after taking handwriting using scale. So if straight baseline is observed here, then you will say the person is having very high and good confidence. But if baselines is variable, so last one, 5C, there is 100% variation in the baseline. Baseline is continuously up and down. In that case, you will say the person is having highly fluctuating personality, highly fluctuating mind, or highly fluctuating thought process. Nothing is fixed. Now, we are talking about fifth A and fifth B, two slants. One slant is moving positive. These kind of people will start work without any stress. These kind of people will start work without any stress. But during the work, they will start feeling the stress. But still, it is a little bit positive sign. In case of B, in the start, they are good at work, but during the work, they will feel more stress, and this stress will move in the negative direction. Okay, so fifth A is also telling about stress, but still slant is positive, little hope is there. In case of 5B, you can say the person is a good liar. He's trying to tell you lie. So he is not an honest person. So in this way, you have to check slant. And you know, if you are giving graphotherapy to someone, try to work on this point with extreme care, because to have straight slant is very, very important. So what can you do? When I used to provide graphotherapy to someone, I used to take a ruled page, and over the ruled page, I used to keep plain sheet, and then I use a cardboard. Okay, so what happens? Because over the plain sheet there is a ruled paper, so mild impression of the ruled paper is visible over plain paper. So in this way, a very fine presence of the ruled lines are visible over the front paper. So in this way, what will happen? The person who is taking therapy, not taking therapy, will try to find out those lines which are partially visible from the lower page. So in this way, the person will become more focused, and he will learn how to write in the straight line, because now he is becoming more focused. Over there is a plain sheet, and below there is a ruled sheet. So when over the ruled sheet, you will keep plain sheet, and mind very fine, very, very less impression will be visible. So due to this impression, your client will become more focused there. And as soon as he will become more focused, stress will be relieved, and he will try to write in the straight line. And after 2-3 days, do one thing. After 2-3 days of therapy, remove that ruled line. Now give only plain paper without any minor impression. So now he will try to write on that paper, and finally your client will learn. And in this way, his mind will be little balanced. So you have to, why little balance? You have to work in the all directions of graphotherapy, not only baseline. So that part is very important. Check this point. So check this word written here. In this written word, line is straight. In case of D, check. Line is straight, but all alphabets are in up and down direction. Something on suicidal. Yeah, actually this is suicidal baseline. This one is suicidal baseline. Actually, for suicidal tendency, we should work with a highly specific nature. So one day, 30 minutes, I will devote for suicidal handwriting. Don't worry. How do we work with slant? Yes. So what I will tell you here. Just give me one moment. So check this line. What can you do? How to find out slant? Take first you have taken handwriting. Now use scale. Just draw a line on B like this in the direction of cursor. Is this cursor visible for everyone? Just say me yes if this cursor is visible over the page. Okay, good. So do one thing. टेक स्केल, आप स्केल ले लीजिए, स्केल की हेल्प से ऐसे लाइन बनाइए, ऐसे ही आप लाइन एम के डायरेक्शन में बनाएंगे, फिर एक लाइन आर के डायरेक्शन में बनाएंगे. So ये जो लाइंस बनेंगी अल्फाबेट्स के साथ, the line you are going to draw over the alphabet, these directions of lines are actually slant. Is this clear for you? How to find out slant? Look here. You will take a scale and have a line in the direction of T, have a line in the direction of T, have a line in the direction of I, have a line in the direction of B, have a line in the direction of G. So these lines which you have drawn over the writing, which you have made over the writing, ये जो lines आपने लिखे हुए alphabets के ऊपर खींची है. On how to help change slant? Yes, I will tell about this. That okay, nice question. So in this way you will be able to find out slant. So for practice of slant, how to make change in the slant, this is extremely important. You have to work how your client is holding pen. This is important. Second thing, you have to work on a paper. What can you do? You can give a paper having vertical lines, fine impression, and then make your client to practice to write in the direction. Suppose in your client's handwriting, T is not having a good slant. So give him or her exercise to work only on T. Focus on T. So how? First you will say, okay, write 100 times T. And then try to, as soon as he is able to write 20 T's, take the sheet. Because don't allow for 100. Take the sheet. Then check the slant and then tell what are the changes required. So in this way, make your client to practice for 26 alphabets. Then after that, no, don't give alphabet after this practice, give words. And say in each word, you have to focus on the slant and make him practice or her practice for 5-6 times every day for a full page writing. In this, yes, you to measure the slant, you have to use protractor always. That's why I gave you diagram so that you can use protractor to compare. Okay. So to compare, you can use this slant. For the comparison, you can use this slant. For the comparison, you can use this slant. In this slant, angles are also given so that you can understand. Now come to this point. Now check this handwriting. How will you find out slant in this writing? In the direction of P, draw a line. In the direction of L, draw a line. In the direction of U, draw a line. So in this way, you have to draw lines and you can find D is having different direction, P is having different direction, and G, E, F is having different direction. So 3 slants are observed here. So match these slants using these curves and then find out properties. Is this point clear or any doubt about slant? How to measure the slant? Now, so in this way you can find out slant. Slant is very important. Okay, Isha, I will explain again how to find out slant. Check this handwriting. I am an optimist. So listen, in the direction of base vertical line of I, draw a line using scale. In the direction of M, use scale and draw a line. In the direction of A, use a line. In the direction of P, T, S, W, T and H. In this way, you have to draw many lines. And after drawing line, you will be able to find out proper slant. Is this clear? You will be able to find out proper slant. Now, I hope it is clear or still some issues, then please tell me. I will repeat, no problem. Okay, I will wait for questions here. Now, if your handwriting is moving in any of this direction, if it is very straight line like A, it is the good goal direction. Line A is a straight line. If it is moving in the direction of B, person is having optimism. If direction is C, that there is pessimism, fatigue. If a person is left-handed, then how the slant can be analyzed? If a person is left-handed, so no problem, just do one thing. If the person is left-handed, so just invert those slants, but properties will remain same. Left will become right, right will become left in the slant. Is this clear, Kokila? And Kokila, and one more thing. For all left-handed person, give 20% extra point of extra brain activity. Remember this point. Those people who are lefty have 20% extra activity of brain. Now, in the baseline has to be drawn according to the writing or just a straight. No, your client has given you a written page. After taking the page, just below the written lines, draw line using scale. आप क्या करेंगे? आपने क्लाइंट से कोई लिखा हुआ पेज ले लिया, रिटर्न पेज ले लिया, और उस रिटर्न पेज के बेस के नीचे आप क्या करेंगे? उस रिटर्न पेज के बेस के नीचे स्केल से खुद लाइन बनाएंगे. आपको ये पता चल जाएगा लाइन किस डायरेक्शन में. यहां देखो, here I have represented a dotted line. This is actually finding the base. Okay, so in the baseline angle is not required. For slants angle is very important. For baseline angle is not required. Is this clear? If line is moving up, start is below and the end is up, then it is type B. If straight, type A. If it is moving down, type C. If zigzag pattern is there, you can check. Line is base line is of type A, but still the font size is up and down. No clear. Font slant is different, B is in different direction, S in different direction. Okay, I will tell you. So I am repeating now. If you are checking slant of alphabet, slant means झुकाव, alphabets का झुकाव. Use scale and a protractor to find out angle. But for baseline के लिए angle की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Just find out like this. If baseline is moving like this or moving like this or clearly straight. Okay, for baseline only 3 pattern. And fourth is that if baseline is having fluctuation, straight but like a Waverly pattern. Is this clear now? Yes, these are applicable for low vision student, but when you are taking a low vision one, then give few relaxation. Like you have to focus on other points also to find out proper interpretation. Yes, actually those people who use more capital letters. It is very important question, Swapna, extremely important. I have observed this fact. Those people who are not able to write in a straight line, they generally use capital letters because it is easy to cover up a fluctuation of baseline using capital letter. So those people who use more capital letters, meaning they are hiding, say them, write in small letters. So meaning they are hiding this thing, they have fluctuation. Now, if slant is of type of A, then person will be highly formal in day-to-day life and behavior. He will do everything with logical, highly calculative. He will observe all pros and cons. Only after that, he will take action. Proper controlled behavior. Head control means he will think thoroughly before taking action. And the person generally do not get carried away in emotion. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि जिसका slant है आप उसे emotions के बहाव में बहा के ले जाएं. You can't blackmail or use the person just by using your emotions. So this is very important. Are we going to see both slant and baseline? Yes. Every part you have to check alphabet, you have to check pressure, you have to check slant, you have to check baseline, and you have to check margin. We will study margin also. Suppose if the letters are not connected, yeah, we will study that today. That is the last point today we are going to study. So if the slant is of type A, so these will be properties. And these people are good event manager. ऑल इमरजेंसी, ये सारी इमरजेंसीज को इजिली हैंडल कर सकते हैं. दीज कैन हैंडल द इमरजेंसीज इजिली. If type of slant B is observed, check this. Meaning what is the angle from if angle between A and B is 15 degree. In this way you have to check using the protractor. वो एक आता है D बोलते हैं जिससे एंगल मेजर करते हैं. So वहां से आप इसको देखेंगे. Cursive in the end we will study. Okay, so in this way you can find out the slant and property. So those having type B slant, adequate formal as well as an informal, they know actually how to behave. इन्हें पता है कि behave कैसे करना है B वालों को. And these are more social and future oriented people. These are warm in nature and highly adjustable. ये formal भी रहेंगे, informal भी रहेंगे. More than one slant meaning mixed properties. And parents have given them proper responsibility during nurturing. If you are having slant of type C, these type C and D, these people are headache actually. How these people can be headache for anyone? They are more loving, soft-hearted, more kinded people, having good kindness, having mercy. But what is the problem? ये लोग दिल की ज्यादा सुनते, दिमाग की नहीं सुनते. Slant C and D will listen their heart, not their mind. So ये सोचेंगे नहीं, बस ये emotions में आके action ले लेंगे. Slant C and D will not think properly. They will take action due to emotions. Yes, if someone is willingly doing this, so it is a criminal tendency. If person uses thick or thin nib pen, we will talk about that. That is a different point. Now, this kind of people C and D are highly impulsive. The person C and D are highly impulsive in nature. These C and D1 are highly impulsive in nature. ये इनका दिल बहुत जल्दी टूट जाता है. ये इमोशनल होते हैं. They will feel heartbroken easily. Highly emotional. Less use of brain. Just action oriented. Nothing is calculated before action. So commonly found in females. This factor is generally found in females, C and D. Slant type of E. This kind of slant is found in criminal peoples or having attention disorder or ADHD kind, or you can say a criminal tendency or suicidal tendency or conduct disorder. Reason? These people are extremely impulsive in behavior. You will say a minor thing just to suggest and they will burst out. आपने जरा सी बात कही समझाने के लिए, they will burst out. This is the problem with these people. They react without thinking, without logic. They can do anytime anything. Meaning उन्हें खुद भी नहीं पता कि वो क्या action ले लेंगे. They don't know what action they can do. Which slant shows they are attention seeker, C and D. Now, they have very less success ratio, E, slant E. इनका बहुत कम जिम्मेदारी उठाते हैं अपनी जिंदगी में, lesser responsible, very less success in the life, no logic, इतने impulsive, लड़ने मारने को रहेंगे 24 घंटे तैयार. Fight, fight, fight and fight. This is the logic of slant E. Slant F. This is now vertical to left side. ये vertical से left के side में है. These peoples are over controlled. Yeah, some peoples yes, some females are using slant A. So this may be willingly, they are willing to hide something, or they have this nature actually logical, more control. Generally females are having logic behind everything because they have to run family. They might be earning or not, but still they are running the family. Actual runner of family are females. This is the real fact. So the one who is earning might not be thinking about how to use money, but the female who has to run the entire family as a housewife. So not housewife, the housemaker actually. So she has to think many a times for all actions. That's why most commonly observed A and C is in the writing of females. Uneven ratio may be get. Then you have to take mixed behavior. Mixed behavior. Now about slant F, over controlled behavior, highly rigid. एक बार जो कमिटमेंट कर दी फिर वो अपनी भी नहीं सुनते. Once they will decide anything, they will not change even a single word. They will apply logic everywhere. वो ₹1 की चीज खरीदे 1 लाख की. They might purchase rupees 1 value or rupees 1 lakh value of article, but they will have many logic. Mean make nikalne wale hote. They will find out all possible defaults. They are actually micro fault observer in anything. Slant F, slant G, greater the slant in the left side. Listen this thing. Greater the slant in left side, side of FG. Greater will be control, rigid behavior, highly logic, mean make nikalne wale, kamiyan dhoondne wale, all kind of these properties will be in the left side of A. Even slant G people are having such kind of pressure inside their brain. Any time they can have burst out. वो बम की तरह फट जाएंगे. Okay, no, I have stopped the PPT here so that you can focus on the structure. Okay, so now slants are clear. These slants are clear with the different properties. Now you have understood how to find out slant. You have to make lines. Yes. Now, few properties are here associated with mixed slant. Suppose someone is having slant between A and B. These properties between B and C. These properties between C and D. These properties between D and D. These properties, and after E, these properties. So someone was asking about a mixed slant. So you can check mixed slants from here. Is this clear? Yes. Yeah, G1, yeah, because G1 is actually highly mean make nikalne wala, so more critical observer. You are right, Apurva. So you have to find out slant like this, having lines. Here, I told you how to find out slant and the baseline. Words are not clear. No, I will give you original picture of that in the WhatsApp group. So everything will be clear there in one pic. Or during scanning, things change there. I told you about how to find out properties related to baseline. Now, if you find properties of mixed slants in the handwriting, so you can take, do one thing, take total 10 lines, and in the 10 lines, find out how many times slant A, how many times slant B, how many times slant C. In this way, you can take percentage of properties from here. Okay? So preference to head. If slant A is there, they will think more. Listen very less to hard. Yes, Swapna, correct. Now, if slant B is more, 50-50 brain and mind. If slant C is more heart, less mind. Remember, as soon as slant is shifting from A to G, they are giving their preference of brain and heart is changing. So remember, slant E is very serious. Ek tarfa pyar, one-sided love. This kind of issues, ladkiyon ko chhedna, eve teasing, girls ko disturb karna, etc. One-sided love is observed in the slant of E because they are 95% heart believer, not brain user. This is the issue with all these people. And maximum divorce cases are observed in case of slant G and slant F. The reason is that ये दिल की सुनते ही नहीं, इनके लिए रिश्तों की कोई importance नहीं है. They never give importance to their relation. They will never listen to her. They will always use logic. So if you are a lawyer and you are going to, or suppose you are providing family counseling. So in the family counseling, always focus on the slant F and G, so that you can understand the nature of husband and wife and you can plan further therapy. Now we are talking about margin. One more property, if multiple slant is observed. Someone asked about multiple slant. So remember, those people having multiple slant are actually mentally unbalanced. They are more prone for crime. Listen, crime is always actually impulsive behavior. So actually, if you are having multiple slant, so they are mentally imbalanced and very less relationship with the family. They are not attached with the family. Slant, if you are having B and C, slant B are perfect one, having good ratio of brain and thinking. But in case of slant D, there is problem. Slant D1 and actually in the slant C, they will listen 35% to brain, 65% to heart. If there is breakup, they can handle. Issues will happen with the slant D. एक तरफा प्यार. Is this clear? Now, so slant D is very difficult. They fall in love without intention of their partner. Now about margin. So check top margin. Top level margin represent authority. Right hand side margin represent about future. And the left hand side tells about past. And bottom line margin represent about subordinate. Now, so what I'm telling about margin concept. So if margin on the page is in the right hand side, they are future oriented. If their margin of writing is towards left, they are stuck in the past. Yes, whether the client can manipulate, you are right. It is possible. That's why while going to assess the handwriting of someone, talk about some other therapies, about something else, then take written document. It is always good to take any past written document like homework, is the diary, something else, so that client can't manipulate there. Otherwise, your client can manipulate. You are right. Now, so what I'm saying, if margin is left, it is related with the past, related with the only self, upbringing, what happened in the past life. जिंदगी में क्या हुआ, मेरे साथ बुरा हुआ था, मेरी जिंदगी में ये हो सकता था, मैं ऐसे कर लेता, मैं वैसे कर लेता, I could do it, I could do that, I did this in childhood, it happened with my parents, it happened, safety, moral values, everything related with the past life. How to check margin? Yeah, I will tell using the sheet, don't worry. In that case, if person is having left margin related to past, if person is right margin, then it is related to future. In future, what is the goal? He is the goal oriented, target oriented, reward oriented, risk of a life, children, more thinking. If it is a left margin, more thinking about parents, right margin, more thinking about upcoming generation, बच्चों के लिए ज़्यादा सोचेगा. And if upper margin, lower space is empty, God, boss, elder, अपने बड़ों के लिए ज़्यादा devote होगा. If lower margin, subordinate, it will be devoted for those people who work under the person. Yes, there are so many samples, don't worry, check here. Now, this is actually, can you guess which kind of margin is this? This is supposed to be ideal, balanced or perfect margin. This is actually perfect margin. If your client is leaving this space in the left, meaning he is looking for future. If your client is leaving this place in opposite side, this is meaning client is starting writing from here and leaving space here. That is no left margin. Got my point now? Is this clear how to find out margin? Just now it is right margin. If you will change, it will become left margin. If upper space will come in the downside, it will become lower margin. Actually, in the notebooks, we always use right margin because we should be future oriented. We should learn past, but we should not stuck in the past. These are few samples of margin. Just a minute. Now check these samples of margin. First one is left margin. He started writing from the extreme left. Yes, person can write without margin. Many a time it is possible. So check here, Shilpa. Here all the possible margins are given. Margin means, okay, Ms. Mukherjee, check here first diagram. Check here. upper space is empty, lower space is empty. So upper margin, lower margin is there. Margin is an empty space. Opposite to empty, margin is the direction from where you are writing. Sorry for my words. So you can check in first diagram, person is writing from extreme left, leaving space in the right. So the person is known left margin. Got my point? Is this point clear, Mahua? Maya. Now in second case, person is using right margin, but there is problem. Check. In the left, he left the space, meaning he is not writing from left margin, but he is not approaching to the right hand side. Got it? So person is clearly out of line, left margin. The left margin is not there. If my voice is not clear, please log out and log back, please. Check first diagram again. Person is starting writing from extreme left margin. In second diagram, person is not writing from extreme left. So no left margin here, but he is not reaching to the right one. Now, here person is using left, right, top and bottom all margins. Okay, in the sequence I am telling Girijan, look here. So in the third diagram, person is having left, right, top and bottom 4 margin. In fourth diagram, top margin is there, bottom margin is there, right margin is taken, okay, left is missing. In this case, extreme right margin, and you can say there is a variation in the right margin. Person is starting, look this diagram number 5, very important. Person is starting with the extreme right and he is approaching to extreme left. Person will start, okay, I will work for my future. वो इंसान ऐसे काम शुरू करेगा, इमेजिन कि मैं बस आगे बढ़ूंगा और करते करते फिर पिछली बातों की तरफ मुड़ जाएगा. He will start by thinking future orientation and finally he will move back to the past. This is the nature observed in case of fifth. Let me recall first 5 diagrams. First diagram, person is writing from extreme left, up and down, top space, bottom space, both are given. So left margin. If space is given in the left, right margin but not reaching to the life, meaning क्या interpretation होगा? How will you interpret the second diagram? Person is trying to be future oriented but not successful. ये इंसान फ्यूचर ओरिएंटेड बनना चाह रहा है पर सक्सेसफुल नहीं है. व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? ही इज नॉट स्टक इन द पास्ट. ये अपने पास्ट में नहीं चिपका हुआ है. इन केस ऑफ थर्ड डायग्राम, लेफ्ट राइट टॉप बॉटम ऑल मार्जिन्स आर प्रेजेंट. ही इज लर्निंग फ्रॉम द पास्ट, मूविंग फॉर फ्यूचर. इन केस ऑफ फोर्थ डायग्राम, extreme right, highly future oriented. In case of fifth diagram, upper margin is more to, upper line is more towards right, lower line is moving towards left. This person will start futuristic goal and then he will start thinking about past things. ये आदमी जिंदगी के भविष्य के नए उद्देश्य तय करेगा और धीरे धीरे वापस पहुंच जाएगा. In my view, third diagram is best. We should learn from past, we should approach to the future. So I think I consider third one is best. And you can check while writing on letter pad something, you have to leave all 4 margins. Balance margin. Now second one, check. Here the person is having right margin but zigzag pattern. He is trying to be more future oriented but still stuck. The person is trying to be future oriented but still stuck. While we change paragraphs, fifth way, type is not considered. Yes, in the last line nothing is considered. In a paragraph, last line is not considered. In second diagram, look at Preet, the person is completely disconnected from the past, but he is not reaching thoroughly to the future. This is the problem here. Got it? Now, first diagram of second row. It is highly unstable mind. fluctuation, stress, or there may be past life trauma. Past life doesn't mean the last life. Childhood trauma may be there. Yes, from childhood we are trained to leave the left margin. You are right. The reason is same. So in this case of first diagram of second row, person is having high stress, anxiety, multiple issues. In case, yes, top margin is, I will explain here. Here the person is moving towards the future. This is also not a positive sign, because person is not learning anything from experience. He is taking direct action. In case of third diagram, person is just moving back in the past life, meaning the thing which happened in the last life. In case of fourth diagram, yeah, zigzag is highly unstable one. You are right. In case of fourth diagram, you can check. There is the person is caught again and again in the past, meaning this person is highly emotional. In case of fourth diagram, second line, person is highly emotional. In case of last diagram of second line, person is trying to move away from emotions because something had happened wrong with the person. So in this way, you can have different types of interpretations. Now I will talk about top margin. If person will start writing from the top, no space is left in the top side. So person is having due regard and respect towards elders, authorities, highly rule bound. If person is writing till the last corner of the last line of the page, the person is having good regards toward workers working under him or her. Got it? So if person is using top margin to write, no top margin is there. He is using this top margin. So meaning he is having good obedience towards elders. In the same way, if he is not leaving the lower margin, he is more towards under workers. Now, first case, either margin is not there or very less margin is there. Either margin is not there or very less margin is there. So these people are highly emotionally attached to the parents, less independent. They are kind of mama's boy. So top margin is clear, Anima? So now here we will discuss all margins. So no margin or very less margins are there. Emotionally attached to the parents, less independent in behavior. Generally, their one parent is highly strict, either mother or father. They are of loving nature. They have a strong response for others. If wide left margin is there, if wide left margin is there, so what will happen? In case of wide left margin, you can check, left side is very wide. So actually the person is isolated, away from family, meaning attached with the future, less attached with the past. Actually, when you have more space in the left, it's meaning you are more towards future, commonly found in students. Yeah, all the interpretations are there in the material that I will provide you. So person is, this is found commonly found in students staying away from family. But what I'm saying, if excessive wide left margin is there, not I'm not talking about left margin, I'm talking about excessive left margin. Okay, no need to note down anything. I will provide you this just after this workshop. Yesterday, in the last workshop also I provided on spot everything. So the wide left is observed in case when someone is staying in hostel, they are staying outside for job, living away from family, self-centered, introvert, and money is very important in their life. They are very less attached with the family. If width is increasing from top to down in the side of left, widening of left margin. Yes, Rashmita, correct. Left less margin and right margin fluctuates, correct. So if widening is observed in the left hand side, they were initially close to the family, smoothly they are moving away from family, or now they don't have any attachment with the family due to some reason, and reasons will be always negative. Remember this, if they are now away from the family, this is due to negative reason, not because they have to stay out. This is the widening of left margin. If narrowing margin, in the start you have more margin, in the end you find margin is decreasing in the side of left. They were initially away from the family, but they are coming close to the family now due to some positive reason. So in the diagram, fourth reasons will be positive. In the diagram 3, to go away from family, reasons will be negative. Now, right margin. So now no right space is present and perfection is there. Ideal, we should say, we should write actually using this pattern. Those who write towards end, they will be successful. More the right margin, more will be the success. Wide right margin. Now check, in the right side, they have left space. Okay, they have wide margin here. Okay, they get less output than input. Which is the best way to analyze free association to client while writing? The best way is only one thing. Allow them write in front of you, but try to take some written documents which were written earlier by your client in diary, homework, something. Which one is the best that reflect our perspective? Best one is this one, no right margin. Now wide margin. So their effort is more. Their effort is more and their gain is very less. वो बेचारे मेहनत बहुत करते हैं, मिलता उन्हें कम है. They generally used to miss the opportunities. Now, top margin clear? Now, top margin. So, space given. If top space is present, there is an approach and respect towards authority. More than balanced margin. अगर जरूरत से ज्यादा more formal relation. Formality is greater. Balance margin hai, adequate formal informal relation. If you are having in the writing of someone bottom margin, Mangal's inventory is here, you can register, and we have limited 50 seats only, and purpose is not earning. Inventory cost very high, so we are charging here 300 again, but in lieu of 300 you will get a material of 10,000 rupees. So now bottom margin, space is more in the bottom. This is the approach and respect towards subordinates. Generally it is not considered ideal. So one should have top margin. Now if no margin is anywhere, what will happen? No margin is there. Energetic, busy for all day, strong response for people. If wide margins in all four sides, isolated person, highly isolated, creating walls around himself or herself. He is having his own limitation. He is having his own boundaries in the life. He gives importance to money. If convex kind of margin is there, at the start, love and affection with the family. Then he is moving away from the family's love and affection in the middle time. And in future, he is coming back towards family. Now, concave margin. In the start, less love and affection towards family. But after some time, more love towards family. But again, in the end, less love and affection towards family. This is the pattern. Is this clear? Size of letters. If extremely big size letters are used, what can be the possible interpretation? More than 8 millimeter. They are open-handed. Open-handed, ये खर्चीले लोग होते हैं. Without thinking, they can waste their money. बहुत खर्चीले लोग होते हैं. Socially outgoing, physically impressive, अच्छा body nature होता है. They have leadership quality. Problem is open hand, खुले हाथ के होते हैं, बहुत खर्चीले होते हैं. They are having open hand. This is the problem with these people. They spend lots of money. Decisions are taken considering nearer future. ये बहुत लंबी रेस के घोड़े नहीं है, वो छोटा सोच के काम करते हैं. मीडियम साइज फोन, यूज ऑफ मनी आफ्टर कैलकुलेशन, पहले पूरा अच्छा वाला सोच लेंगे, उसके बाद पैसा खर्च करेंगे, बहुत सोच समझ के खर्च करते हैं। दे कैन सेव मनी एक्चुअली, सो दे चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू डिमांड ऑफ सिचुएशन, ये बेचारे बहुत जल्दी एडजस्ट कर लेते, दे आर वेल एडजस्टेबल पीपल, they are highly adjustable in the nature, highly adjustable. Now medium level phone, okay, small phone 3 to 4 size, first they will save money and then left out money they will use, पहले पैसे को जोड़ेंगे, जो बचा है महीने में जोड़ने के बाद उस बचे कुचे को खर्च करेंगे, so they are more saving oriented, more control on self and spending. Okay, miniature, very small writing, minimum use of money, just saving, saving, saving. If handwriting is readable, meaning legible, high concentration, good understanding and calculation in the mind. If handwriting is illegible, meaning meaning you are not able to understand the writing easily, more show off and less use of money, खर्चा करेंगे 1 रुपए का, शो ऑफ करेंगे 1 लाख का, they will have Maruti 800 and they will show off like they have Mercedes Benz. Illegible handwriting, which is difficult to understand, have hiding nature, they can be cheater. Extra large size, they pretend about themselves, exaggeration is there. What about spacing? The spacing between letters will show how much time the person require for self. If more spacing is there, like I gave you example of 3 alphabet, ABC is having enough spacing, then less speed, more resource are required for these peoples. If moderate spacing is there, spacing is little lesser, good speed, moderate resources, less resources are required for their success. If very less spacing is there between alphabet like ABC written stuff, they are very fast and within very few resources, they can work very hard. Now, word spacing, if spacing between word is greater, like ABC is a single word, XYZ is a single word, more spacing is there, less attachment with other people, less preferred for the teamwork, they will never like, ये कभी भी टीम वर्क में काम करना पसंद ही नहीं करेंगे. हाँ, if moderate spacing ठीक ठाक है वर्ड्स के बीच में, like I gave example here between ABC and XYZ, they are good team leader worker. If very less space, जो वर्ड्स हैं उनके बीच का स्पेस बहुत कम है, more close to friends and family, they feel comfort in the crowd. Baseline, overly or averagely straight baseline, good organizer, target oriented people. A strict straight line, strictly they have straight line, they have rigid planning, they can be from strict to orthodox family. Ascending baseline, I told you giving 3 example of ABCD, they accept new challenges and cheerful energetic people. Spacing, yeah, you can compare the spacing, just a general idea. Spacing should be, if spacing is in the range of 1 millimeter, it is very close. Spacing is in the range of 2 millimeter, it is good enough. It's more than 2 millimeter, it is known wide. Yes, very less indicating overthinking, correct. Overthinking because they are feeling comfortable in the. Now, if descending baseline, negativity, depression, Weaverly baseline, less control on self, very moody in the behavior. Mr. Shivang, recirculate the Mangal's registration form. Suicidal baseline. What is this suicidal baseline? Weaverly, there will be fluctuation, not Weaverly, unnecessarily up and down, and descending line. Unnecessarily up and downs with a descending line. This is known suicidal baseline. Pressure. I will show you examples of pressure also. Pressure, if heavy pressure is used in writing, meaning strong health, these may be people from the field of either manager, chairperson, director, or sport person. We teach students to keep one finger space and write. It is. I don't think that one finger space is good. We should avoid one finger space. In a good handwriting, between words, 2 to 3 millimeter spacing is more than enough. Can the style of using terms in narration and writing sentence be considered? Yes, unconscious temperament. You are right. Actually, graphology is related with unconscious. Heavy pressure, more assertive, correct. Medium pressure, adequate emotional, average health. Light pressure, meaning they faced many issues in their life through parenting and health issues. What about zone lines? You know there will be 3 zones: upper zone, middle zone, lower zone. Those people who use upper zone more, yeah, you can fill it later, no issue. So if people are writing in upper lines only, upper 2 lines, then how person will go to reach is the mental goal. This is represented. Handwriting analysis and graphology, both are same. Yes, graphology is the detailed version of handwriting. In the handwriting, you are just trying to find out whose handwriting is this. In the graphology, you are finding out his nature, psychological behavior, everything. Okay, now how to find out difference of pressure? You can find out upper writing is having high pressure or lower writing is in high pressure. Please answer in chat box. Upper writing is having high pressure or lower writing is having high pressure? Okay, everyone is having correct answer. So clearly visible. So in this way, you can find out where your client is using heavy pressure. Got my point? Where the client is using heavy pressure. Now, how your client is going to connect words? Using Garland method, arcade method, angle method, or thread method. You can check here. Check this word. Okay, I got this line. F is written in upper, middle, and lower zone. A, M, I in middle zone. L in upper and middle zone. Y is in middle and lower zone. In this way, you can find out. I got this slide here only. Now, these are the few properties I have given here so that you can interpret things more easily. So, few tables are here about writing style, interpretation. Okay. So, here what I am having, you can check. Here I am going to give you traits. How can you just match these points and then respective traits are given. So, it will be highly helpful for all of you. So just by checking, suppose you have 5 traits, so check the combination of 5 traits and you can find out the personality of that person. So these will be useful for you. If what is the pressure means stress. Pressure is stress, strict nature, rigid behavior, highly rule bounded. This kind of or radical in the nature. So I have given slant properties here, you can check. Pressure and slant you can use here to find out different properties. Slant and different properties. So all these tables I'm going to circulate today so that you can find out all possible traits present in any handwriting. So it will be good for all of you to use. Now baseline already we have discussed, pressure we have discussed, zone we have discussed. So check it. Zone. If upper zone is used more, then you will say the person will show how high a person will go to reach the goals. Middle zone, day-to-day life activities. Lower zones means how far a person will go to satisfy his desire. This is important. It is also related with the sexual activity because lower zone is related with the Y and G. Yes, this is also the part here. Don't worry, Anima. This is also the part in another level. So today I am going so these are few samples. You can use these samples to match the handwriting. So you have to draw line after completion of your client's work. Your client will not be allowed to have any line. Any reference, no need a reference book. I will give a book to all of you. Can you, any sample we have to discuss here as a practical. So these things I'm going to give you today all these two slides. So, and these take out their prints and use in day-to-day life. Okay, so using the word slope, garland behavior, low T-bar, right slant, ability, like this.